if you got a girl. Don't mean no disrespect, but thoughts of you rule my world. I even dream of you, I swear.
Hi, you're watching Happy Hour Talks with,
My name is Ruth.
and I'm China. And on this week's episode, what I wanted to focus on today was talking about our younger selves. For example, let's have a conversation with middle school you. What did middle school Ruth look like? What was her attitude, her demeanor, your approach towards life?
So, believe it or not, middle school Ruth was very free. She was bold. She was super friendly than what she is now. And I think that's because something tragic happened around like eighth grade year, which made me more like quiet and timid. But like middle school Ruth, she was that girl. She was very, very vibrant. She was like very talkative in class. She really cared about her fashion. Honestly, where I live, going to school was like a fashion show, and then
Really?
college, yeah, like
Okay.
yeah, especially in high school, like we really dressed up, and then like I don't know what happened later on, but yeah. What about you? How was middle school China?
Middle school China was very sassy.
Mhm.
She could talk back, or she considered herself like respectful, but I threw shade and didn't even know it. I don't even think I realized that I was passive aggressive. But she was very smart and bright, and she loved to read, and she loved makeup. And I used to have a word I used to say all the time, like jazzy or jazziness. Like, don't get jazzy with me, or baby, that's not jazziness, you
Oh,
know. So I think she was very, like you said, she was vibrant.
yeah.
I think that, funny, it's maybe a little bit reverse for me. It's kind of up and down, but I think I initially came into middle school quite reserved, maybe a little angry or upset or sad about some of the events that had happened the year or two before I started middle school. But, I think with time and stability, um, I really got better. So I think for me, just thinking about like self esteem, how it's changed over the years, I think I became a lot more self aware in middle school. And I mean, that comes with age, right? But I think I became a lot more self aware, sometimes self conscious, definitely lived in a community where sometimes what I look like or what I brought to the table wasn't always the standard. So I definitely had no choice but to build up my own self confidence and, just try to make sure I had several things about myself that I liked. If someone asked you, what do you like about yourself? I needed to always make sure I had several things that I could name.
Hmm.
Thinking about past you, and
Mhm.
let's fast forward to like high school, college.
Yeah.
What do you think changed?
Wanted to be like the perfect daughter, the perfect student, keep to myself. So I wasn't really expressive with my attitude or my thoughts because I never wanted to be like in trouble. And especially with us growing up, cancel culture started to like really come into play. So I'm like, okay, let me not say something to offend someone. If I don't know what to say, let me just keep my mouth shut. Let me think before I speak. So that definitely changed along the way for me. But I think I'm starting to hopefully bring it back now and just like show more
Yeah.
of my personality. But like in high school, I barely talked. Like, do you remember the truth is what people would do like on Facebook? Like, truth is the truth.
You don't really talk that much.
Okay, people be like, truth is you need to speak. Truth is you're quiet. I'm like, dang. Yeah, like I just stopped talking in high school and I don't understand why. But I was just focused on like the end goal, I guess. And yeah. What about you? Do you think you changed along throughout like from high school to college or
For sure. In high school, my father passed, and I also moved away from the place that I'd been living for a while. And that whole experience, that whole set of years, probably like 2014 to 2016, was extremely humbling because I'm not going to lie. I think my ass was being handed to me. I think that life was, life was kicking my ass, but I think that I don't know. I think it shaped who I am today, and I'm appreciative for it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've had kind of up and down moments when it comes to my personality and demeanor. I'm either extremely reserved, or I'm like super sassy and outgoing. And I think that was one of those moments, especially with that transition into college. Now I'm in a new environment. I don't know anybody. Not many people from my school went to UK. So, I was like, I'm having to start over again. And I think it made me kind of go back to that reserved China, someone who's really quiet, sometimes a little sad, just reflecting on the things prior. But like I said, I've been talking about being in hermit mode and, stay down until you come up, and just feeling like, oh, I have to stay away from people while I repair and while I heal myself. And I think I'm finally, but slowly but surely, coming back out of my shell and starting to socialize more, go out more, laugh more, smile more. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In middle school, I really was introduced to like hip hop and rap.
Hmm.
Young Money, like my brother
Yes.
put me on to Drake, and then I started to explore more like the Young Money people, the group in general. So like Nicki, what I was a complete barb. I knew Itty Bitty Piggy.
You were a stan?
Yes, like
Oh my
it till I rise. Like I literally would go on YouTube and study lyrics. And then I also loved Justin Bieber. I was in my Belieber days. So like I really fell in love with music in middle school, and that has really transitioned till now. Like if you go through my Apple Music playlist, like it's everywhere. It's from trap to like country. So I really fell in love with music in middle school. What about you? What did you fall in love with?
Yes, I was also in love with music. I was on Tumblr. I was a real big like Twitter girl. I had a whole Twitter personality, couple thousand followers or whatever, and I just felt like sometimes people used to tell me how I am on Twitter wasn't how I was in real life. Like I was just more like outgoing on Twitter, and that was always really surprising to me. But I know like that 2012, 2013 period, like that was a really fun time for me on Twitter. I don't think I've ever really been an Instagram girly.
Okay, yeah.
I was just thinking about that. Like Twitter was my thing, and also Tumblr.
Yeah,
And I feel like that helped with like fashion trends. Living in a small country town where it's rural and stuff, that's where I got some of my fashion inspiration. So it was different, but I
yeah.
loved DIY tutorials on YouTube. So like learning how to bedazzle stuff at home and make distressed t-shirts and put studs and on your shorts and stuff like that. I was into that type of stuff. Just really creative.
I love that. Now, in terms of fashion, we talked about it in the last episode. Were you wearing like the Hollister or Postal plain t-shirts? I know that was really hot in middle school. Or what were you wearing?
See, my grandma, she wasn't big on like traveling. So we didn't have like no mall or nothing where we lived at. So it's kind of like JC Penney's,
Yeah.
Walmart.
Okay.
This was before I had really started to online shop for myself. So yeah, we were shopping at JC Penney's. Do you know what Cato's is?
Yes. What? We might still have Kato's type stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I was shopping there.
Okay.
I was thrifting though. I was into thrifting because I understood, okay, I don't really have the ability to online shop right now. My
Yeah.
grandma is not going to take me to Louisville to go to the mall. So now I need to really make use of the consignment stores and the Goodwills and stuff in town and find dope stuff that I can wear without breaking the bank and stuff.
Yeah, I love that. So I have an older sister, and I would just get her hand me downs. So she was wearing like, do you know like the layered look? Like you have a shirt
Oh,
and you have like a tank
yes.
top. So I was trying to copy her in middle school. So that was my fashion, and like fake Sperry's and
Yes.
I was trying to keep up, but like really wasn't keeping up with people. But it was fun. Ooh, and I love like the chunky like accessories, like the chunky necklace.
Yes, the little ball bracelets and the
Yes,
Shambhala.
yeah. It
I
was
think I just threw one away the other day. I was going through my jewelry collection. I'm like, I ain't wore this since 2015. Let me throw this away.
oh, and also I loved like I was on Facebook, or yeah, Facebook. Do you remember like the different poses we would do like in our pictures?
Yes, yes.
Yes, like this. I don't know, like the peace sign and every. It
Bubble
was so
face.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really.
I I was gonna say I remember making a YouTube video about like different ratchet Facebook poses, and it was all of that and like duck face and like posing in the mirror,
Yeah.
poking your hip out and stuff like that. That was good times. Do you remember like spoken reasons and like
Ooh.
this is like YouTube videos. I don't know if you watch this stuff. It's like Delano Edwards, but just like the era of like YouTube comedians making like funny, I don't know, ratchet videos or stuff like that,
I re- I was
and asking all them questions.
okay. Oh yes, asking other questions. Glozell. That's
Yes,
yeah.
Cozell.
Okay, we were kind of on the same area. Nice.
Yes.
Oh, and then in terms of the games, I was on like IMVU and like Zwinky. Like I was really an internet girly. Like I just,
You were Ivy. Oh my gosh.
I'm embarrassed actually to say that, but it was so fun.
Do you still have your account today?
Prob, I don't know, probably not. You know,
You probably deactivated it, or
no, I never deactivated it. Is it? Does it still exist?
I think so.
Oh, then I probably still have it low key.
That would be fun to do. Just log in and see.
I,
Oh,
I tried to log into like Zwinky, but it like the whole thing was shut down. So
right.
I was
Server shut down.
like, girl. Ah, embarrassing. But it was
See,
so fun.
yes. When it comes to games for me, I did have a Nintendo DS, so I would do like Animal Crossing or like Cooking Mama. And then as far as like online games, I would go on like Girls Go games or like addicting games.
Okay, okay.
I
I
used to
was,
be on those.
okay. I was on wait, Barbie.com was more elementary school, but Barbie.com had everything. You could
It
do
did.
their nails, just everything.
I used to live for like a hair cutting game, and a hair cutting game where you could actually like cut it wherever you wanted, not like predetermined.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so fun. Do you ever, okay, nostalgia purposes, do you ever like go on the App Store and just download some kids game just to like, is that
Nah,
just me? Damn. I do that.
I love that.
I do that. And it's fun. I feel like it's good for healing the inner child.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
games have you found recently that you were playing in the past or something similar?
There is this game called Pocket Love, and it's just like a virtual world, nothing
Ooh,
crazy. So
nice.
that's fun. There's this game called I think like Toka Hair Salon where you
Oh,
can cut hair and stuff. So
nice.
I'll do that. I'll download it and delete it. Um, they had Cooking Mom on the App Store too, and I was playing that for a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm into like cooking games or virtual world games or like hair and makeup type stuff.
Okay.
It is so funny. Like
Yes.
some things never change.
I think my younger self would just tell me to like stop being so serious all the time and just like play. Like,
Hmm.
why can't we play now? Let's
Hmm.
play and like get money like at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think one thing when I'm reflecting about I've been going through some things, just kind of unpacking how I feel about my childhood. And I think one thing about today that I try to remind myself of is things could be worse. And considering the circumstances of where I come from, like I'm doing fine. I saw this is so cliche, but I saw a little, like one of those little plaques and while I was in Burlington earlier today, and it said, I remember when I prayed for the things I have now, and I was like, look, thinking about that a few years ago, I'd be like, child, whatever. But today I'm like, I'm thankful. So,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remind myself to be really appreciative, for the things that I do have and the things I am able to do. And try to remind myself it's only up from here.
Yeah, it really is. And fun fact, I have that quote in my bedroom.
Me
Like,
too. I
yes,
love it.
because it really grounds me. Like, again, I'm one of those people like I gotta go get it, get it, get it. And then sometimes I'm like, you've come so far. Relax.
Mhm.
Just be grateful for what you have. My middle school self didn't even know about like what I wanted to do or like the career I wanted to be. So we've come a long way, going through like undergrad and now and just finding ourselves. So yeah.
For sure. It's funny because my middle school self did know what I want to do, and I'm not doing anything like that today. And 10 years ago, that would have terrified me. Like, what? You don't have your stuff together? What are you doing? But today, I think I find some solace in it, just taking it day by day. I have time. I have time to figure out what's next. I spent so long trying to be maybe like a control freak, and today I try to relinquish control and just be like, it is what it is.
Yeah. That's the
Mhm.
energy I'm trying to have as well. But it's so hard. But
It is.
moving forward in about 10 years from now, are you going to like write a letter to yourself now for like older you, or how are you going to remember this moment where you are?
That's That's interesting. Like I say, I journal. I don't journal consistently, but even if you only journal 4 or 5 times a year, it's cool to go back and look at that journal from 2018 and be like, oh wow, look at the stuff I was thinking about. So that's what I like to do. I like to check back in on old journal entries or old notes in my phone.
Okay.
I mean, even that's one cool thing about social media. When you see old posts pop up, you're like, oh, look how I used to think about stuff back then. I don't even move like that now. So,
Yeah.
yeah. What about you?
I'm interested because we're gonna post on the podcast for a very, very long time in Jesus' name. But like 10 years from now, I want to go back to our videos and just see like our thoughts on it or like what we think now. That's gonna be very interesting in like our perspective. That's gonna be
Yes,
dope. Yeah.
it is. Excited for the future.
Yeah. 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 But is that it?
That's all I have for today.
To You all should comment what you miss about your past self or what you're looking forward to in the future.
Yes, tell us about you back then, 10 years ago, if it applies, and tell us what 10 years in the future looks like for you. Let us know what you're looking forward to. But also be sure to drop suggestions. We appreciate your support as always. We are so thankful. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
See y'all.